choices. The one thing in life we can't escape from. Whether they're small choices like what to wear, what book to read, what to eat for lunch, or bigger choices like where to live or which career to pursue. The truth is that our lives are made up of choices, and the decisions we make shape the life we live. It's no wonder so many of us are worried about making the right decision. After all, you don't want to make the wrong choice and have to live with the consequences. For instance, what if you marry the wrong person, choose to live in the wrong place, or choose the wrong career? Those are all things that could have a big impact on our happiness and well-being, so it only makes sense to not want to get them wrong. However, this worry we have about making the right choice is not only stressful in the moment, but can sometimes become overwhelming and lead to decision paralysis, which only creates more stress and anxiety, making the decision even more difficult to make. So, what can we do to ensure we're making the right decision without stressing ourselves out? This is a question I've asked myself on many occasions, especially when facing big life decisions, as I'm sure you have as well. It's such a universal experience that if you search online for how to make the right decision, you will find countless articles telling you what to do and even entire books dedicated to this topic. One very popular method is to create a pros and cons list and make a decision based on that. But I have two main problems with this method. First, how do I know when to stop coming up with points to make a decision, and how do I account for the importance of each point? For instance, let's say I got 2 job offers and I'm trying to decide between working at company A and company B. At what point do I decide I've listed enough things to make a decision? Because if I consider it for a few minutes, my list may look something like this. But if I ponder it for a few days, the list may look something like this. And how do I account for the importance of each point? My list of cons for one company may be longer than the other one, but the pros of that company may outweigh the pros of the other company. And second, many of these points are simply predictions about the future. And if there's one thing I've learned in my 33 years on this planet, it's that you can't predict the future. So if your decision-making process relies on predicting the future, but that prediction is an illusion, then that's not really a reliable method, is it? You might not like to hear this, but the reality is that there's no such thing as a right or wrong choice because things, in and of themselves, are neither good nor bad. They just are. We're the ones who assign those labels based on our interpretation. It's like that fable of the old Zen farmer. If you're not familiar with it, it goes like this. An old Zen farmer had an old horse that he used to plow his fields. One day, the horse ran away into the hills. All the villagers came by and said, "We are so sorry. This is such bad luck." But the farmer simply replied, "Bad luck, good luck, who knows?" A week later, the horse returned with a herd of wild horses. So now the farmer had 10 horses to help work his field. So everyone said, "Wow, that's such good luck." Again, the old man replied, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" A week later, his only son was riding one of the wild horses and he fell and broke his leg. Everyone now said, "How awful, such bad luck." The old man again responded with, "Bad luck, good luck, who knows?" One day, the army came to the village and took all the strong men to be soldiers for the emperor. Only the old man's son was spared because he could not fight with a broken leg. Of course, all the villagers said, "You're so fortunate, that's such good luck." And once again, the farmer simply replied, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" So you see, things are only good or bad based on our perception of events. What may seem like a bad thing now may actually turn out to be a good thing later on. We just don't know. This is why I agree with Dr. Ellen Langer when she says,
rather than waste your time being stressed over making the right decision, make the decision right.
choose the option that brings you the most enjoyment in that moment, without trying to predict how things will turn out in the future. And if down the line the choice you made no longer brings you joy, you can always choose differently then. Let's revisit the example of choosing between Company A and Company B. Suppose I accept a job offer for Company A, and after a few months, I hate the job. I might think I made the wrong choice and should have gone with Company B, assuming I would have liked working there more. But there's no way to know if my experience at Company B would have been better, worse, or the same. So always accept the decision you made as the right decision, because you don't know if the other choice would have been any better or worse. The problem is that we keep playing the what if game when trying to make decisions, and that's a game we can never win. So rather than being paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice and feeling stuck, make a decision that feels right for you now and trust that you'll navigate whatever comes next. As Steve Jobs once said, you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something. Your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. It's also important to remember that some decisions come with a transition period that is always discomforting because you're not where you once were and not yet where you want to be. In these situations, it's crucial to always look forward to where you're going instead of looking back, or even worse, giving up. This is something I've had to remind myself constantly for the past 2.5 years since I quit my office job to pursue a more creative career working for myself. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, and I can say from personal experience that it's been anything but easy. But I've also learned and grown much more than I thought possible during this time, and I wouldn't want to go back or give up now. So if you're in the same boat, I see you and I feel your struggle. Keep believing in yourself and following your vision. In the end, it's not about making the right decision. It's about making your decisions right. Embrace the journey, trust yourself, and know that each step you take is a part of your unique path. Keep moving forward and you'll find that the dots will eventually connect in ways you never imagined.